I'm so grateful for those times where I'm Ubering. I got $6 in my checking account and Wendy's 4 for $4. It's like $4.85 with tax and everything, and I can afford to eat that day. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all having an incredible day. If you don't know who I am, my name is Aram. I'm a real estate agent here in the Chicagoland area. And if you enjoy this video, please just take a few moments, share it, like it, comment, insults, compliments, questions, concerns. I don't care what you do. Just leave it so that way we can have some discourse and it can help the algorithm and we can get to more people. So that being said, let's get straight to the video. I love making these recap videos. This is my 5th year recap as a real estate agent. If it's the first time you're seeing any of my videos, I urge you, please go back and watch my very first recap video in that horrible office with that 1972 furniture we had going on and those green carpet. It was a disaster, right? Watch that and then watch the next 4 ones. I think I'll put them here somewhere so you can go and watch every single one of those recaps and you get a really good understanding of how we got to today. These recap videos are very special to me because my first year recap video is the first video ever to do very good for me, and it's what launched gave me the opportunity to be on YouTube, meet all of you fellow amazing subscribers, amazing people I met, in real life, and just this great opportunity I have now to make videos, talking about something I'm very passionate in, right? So these recap videos hit home for me, and I don't really have a script in mind. I have absolutely no idea what direction this video is going to go, so if I babble, I'll try to cut it in post-editing. But if you're watching this, that means it's good enough to watch, so please at least make it to the end. And there's a lot going on. I think my 5th year, I have been waiting year after year after year to make this video. Year after year, because because my first year, it was not really a successful year. My second year was not a successful year. My third year was like, mediocre, average. My 4th year is also average. But finally, my 5th year, I now consider myself a successful real estate agent. And that is crazy to think about, right? And I want you guys to recognize that this is not the first year recap video, it's the 5th. So it took 5 years to get to a point where I am in a place financially, where in my business and personally in life, where I can consider myself in a very small scale. I'm still a little fish, I'm still humble and all that, successful, right? In what I wanted to accomplish, which the goal was to make 6 figures. Now if you follow me at all, we blew past that bad boy. We made net $140,000, grossed 173 or something like that. And it was overall a fantastic year, my 5th year in the business. But how? How did it happen? Was it just overnight? Did I do something different in my 5th year that catapulted me to the next level? And this is where I need everybody to pay attention to me, okay? Oh my God, I can't believe I'm taking it here. Okay. My 5th year in the business, I did the least amount of work. However, I got the highest quality, ready to go leads. I got the best leads possible in the easiest way I've ever gotten them. And the business just kind of flew. It just flew. But how did I do it? I didn't do anything different than my 4th year. What I didn't know between my 4th year and my 5th year is that there are so many people out there who are ready to do business, who want to do business with me, but the timing wasn't quite right at that point, right? So for 4 years, without knowing, I had been building a reputation, a brand, testimonials, like a business that people, when they thought of real estate, they now thought of me. People I didn't even know were following me. People from high school who I wasn't really that close with, but now I am because we end up being, clients and then friends and et cetera, right? So it's not that I did anything different my 5th year. The only difference is, number one, I stuck around long enough for all the work I did my first 4 years to basically bear fruit. That is the game changer, ladies and gentlemen. And when it comes to business, if you could stay in business for a long period of time, you increase your chances of being successful. Now, you still got to work. Don't get it twisted. I do say I did the least amount of work, but that does not mean, I wasn't out here hustling, working 50 hours a week, because you better believe I was. What I mean by least amount of work is I decided, and towards the middle of my fourth year, that I'm going to build my business using the methods using a communication method that comes most naturally to me, that I enjoy doing the most. And that resulted to a very long period of basically incredible content posted on all different platforms very consistently, that basically built me up without me even realizing it. I would have made the content if I wasn't a real estate agent. I would have made the content if I was an accountant. It wouldn't matter to me. I love making content. I love being on camera. I love talking to you guys. I love everything about it, right? So that was the big turnkey for me. And it happened in the middle of my fourth year, where I was like, you know what? I'm going to build my business my way. I'm tired of all these coaches. I'm done with all these different programs. Everyone's selling me a program is someone who had tremendous success with it because it's the first time they did it, right? But then they try to duplicate it. And you can't duplicate things, right? You got to find what works for you. And for me, my fifth year, I found where my bread was butter. Is that the saying? Like where my bread was butter? Something like that. I kind of figured it out, right? I figured out it's truly all about relationships. I figured out it's as simple as you want to make it, right? I made sure that my services never lagged behind. I made sure I did everything right on my end. But when the business started picking up, one mistake I did not make, and I'm very proud of myself on my fifth year, was stopping the lead gen. Because every time I would get a lot of business, stop the lead gen, and then plummet to the ground, right? And it took 4 years for me to figure out what was really the issue, and and then solving it permanently. So my fifth year, that's what happened. I was doing a lot of lead gen through my social media, which I enjoy doing anyway, because it allows me to be creative. And those 4 years, all the trials and errors, all the cold calling that didn't work out, all the marketing courses that didn't work out, all the for sale by owners that gave me experience, that gave me content, that gave me ideas, you know what I'm saying? That gave me knowledge. It was like going to school for 4 years and then getting a really good paying job once you leave college. That's how you gotta look at it. So if you're out there struggling as a real estate agent, hang in there. Trust me. As long as you are doing the work, the results will come. So that's a grand picture of what's going on. So in beginning of my fifth year, let's try to see if we can timeline this. Let's go map by map. I did my income breakdown, right? I guess my fifth year anniversary was March 1st. So if I really do an income breakdown, I probably made over $150,000, right? But we're just going to keep it to 2020, right? So in 2021, I apologize. My year started off with with the closing in January, February, and then a couple in March, and then I was dry for a month or two. Then I had a couple in May, right? So maybe I had done 10. I believe I had done 10 or 12 closings by July, right? And then July's closing was mine. And then end of August, all the way to December, that's when it was my second big push. I want to say I made $75,000 the first half. I made the rest of it the second half, right? And all because, the business everything happened for the right time, right place, right right? But the fifth year recap is a little bit different than everything else because I've learned a lot in the course of 4 years, right? And in the fifth year, it all came together. So as long as what I want to get across is if you're doing the work, something will happen. So that's really what happened with me. And I'm not going to lie, my life has completely changed, right? I move a little bit different. I took a few more risks. I can afford to do the things I really dreamed about. And the more I put myself out there, the better things ended up for me, right? For example, leasing this office, I was very, very nervous because my lease started on May 1st, and that was a dry month for me, right? And I have to pay hundreds of dollars a month for this office space. It's not free just because I'm a RE/MAX agent, right? But you know what? I said, you know what? I should be able to pay. If no matter what, I cannot eat outside, my business comes first, right? So I leased the space. Not one time have I worried about making the payment on this because it's painless. And the money's always there because I'm always here working, right? It's giving me an environment to work in, a place where I want to actually get in here and get things done and be productive. So I've been very self-aware and just try to position myself in places where I will not fall mercy to my own bad habits, right? And for me, it's expenses. If as long as I keep my expenses high, I will keep making more money. That's just the way my life has always been. If I keep my expenses low, I'll all of a sudden start spending less, making less money. So that's kind of the direction I decided to go with, right? And then later on, I started making a few more investments, and I got better equipment, and I went out and tried to do a little bit more networking stuff. And a lot of the business came through networking as well. It was like I guess we could talk about where the business came from. It was my fourth year. First it was 4 years of just building a brand, building a presence in a marketplace. But it was a lot of me being in a lot of places and meeting a lot of new people, bringing them onto my social media, and then them seeing what I do every day. And the fact that I've been doing it for several years, and I'm documenting my experiences, my knowledge, everything I know and I don't know, and being just brutally honest. That's legit how the business came. So that was my 5th year as a real estate agent. Overall, just all positive. I bought my first place. I leased my office. I got a new car. I got a girlfriend, which was new to me. And then what else did I do? And then I started. Now we are starting my 6th year. And let me tell you what's on the horizon. I am now a real estate investor. I have started on my first flip. We'll be done with that actually. Done with today was the last day they're working on it. The paint is going to dry up. Cleaners and landscapers come Monday. It'll be on the market on Wednesday. So everything is moving forward as planned, right? My investment strategies are working. I just started a real estate team, which is doing phenomenal. I got 3 young hustlers, young killers, okay? And they're all getting leads using the methods that I have been using to get my business. So it's been a real boost of confidence for me to see that my methods work. I have the proof of concept, and I can definitely duplicate it and teach others. And through teaching others, I've taught myself like all the little details that I know, how much value I bring to the table. So which is now giving me an extra layer of confidence, just because now I know that I have almost every layer of this real estate game kind of figured out. And now it's just to kind of dive deeper and learn as much as we can and just keep growing and growing. And I really want to help people. I get a lot of fulfillment just seeing all my, my team members like doing their thing. I love helping them with their TikToks, helping them with their captions, making sure they get the right photos, the right angles. That's huge for me. And I'm not a greedy guy, so I'm not trying to take money from them or anything like that. I just want to see them grow, and it's just crazy. If you made it this far, let's just get deep for a second, okay? When I got into real estate my first year, I was very naive. I thought I was going to make $100,000 my first year, $250,000 my second year, and $500,000 my third year. If you followed me, I didn't make $100,000 combined until the third year, right? So after the first year of like basically utter failure because my goals were so high, I was like second year was very disappointed in myself. I was never like close to quitting. I started having those little conversations with myself, like, can you really do this? What if everyone else was right? Yada, 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 right? But as soon as I kept asking those questions, my competitive edge got involved, and I was able to push through. So that second year, that third year, it was very hard to say, you know what, this will work out for me. This is the right path. I did not make a horrible mistake. I did not just waste 4 or 5 years of my youth, my prime time, building something that basically went nowhere. So it was very hard hanging in there those 3 years and 4 years to get to this point where now I can look back and be like, holy moly, I am so glad I simply stuck around, right? I simply stuck around and I kept pushing. I kept swinging my hammer at that wood. Now, I should have sharpened my hammer. That, you live and learn. But that, you live and learn. We'll leave it at that. So, and here I am, I get to rambling a little bit. But you know what? This is where you get the good stuff. Maybe I'll chop it up, I'll cut it, I'll make it entertaining for everybody. But man, I'm sitting here, I'm trying to reflect, not just my 5th year, I'm just trying to reflect on 5 years. 5 years of like what my vision was. God, I'm getting low motion, Jesus. what my vision was and where we are today. If you have the time, I'm gonna link a video up here. Okay, go up here and watch this video about why I became a real estate agent. I will update it at some point, but go watch it, right? And in there, I say, as a naive kid, I basically say, hey, the reason I got into real estate is because I wanted to be rich, studied rich people, and they're all invested in real estate. And I always wanted to own my own business, and I found real estate to be a very good, like, in between, where I own my own business. I learned the industry I want to end up in, and then 5 years down the road, I can now switch to being an investor because that's where the millions, the wealth is built through investing. Well, first 4 years, baby growth, $5,000 more each year, maybe 15 grand more that year. Fifth year, exponential growth, all the opportunities, and I had the skill and the confidence to jump on those opportunities. Like the flip I bought, I'm sure I saw deals better than that my first, second, third, fourth year in the business, but I was not mentally ready, financially ready. But now I was, and the funny thing is, I didn't even have to use my own money because for 4 years, 5 years now, I've been proving, I had proof of concept. I helped so many people buy and sell, buy and rent, invest, and like I learned the game so much that someone came to me and said, look, you know this more than I do. Here's a bunch of money, please help me invest it. I was like, what? I mean, damn, I was ready to do it myself, but I guess you could come in as a partner, right? But it's crazy that now I don't know if it's manifestation or what, but it's working. You know what I mean? It's working. So I'll end with this, guys. I'll end with this because I'm definitely rambling and I don't think you guys care. I have no regrets. I'm so glad it took how long it took for me to kind of get past that 6-figure mark because knowing myself, knowing my ego, knowing that I could sometimes kind of let myself get ahead of myself and think I'm too cool for certain things, I needed to struggle. I needed to feel pain. I needed to be at the bottom. I needed to be humble. The reality is I was way too cocky and too arrogant. I needed to be shown what the real world is all about, right? So now that I'm on the other side, and I joke about, being cocky. I really am not that guy. But now I'm on the other side. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for those life lessons. I'm so grateful for the times I had to get a $35 haircut with $27 in my checking account. I'm so grateful for those times where I'm Ubering. I got $6 in my checking account, and Wendy's 4 for $4 is just past. It's like $4.85 with tax and everything, and I can afford to eat that day. Like those little experiences, I will share with everybody throughout my life. We will make my future book, my future documentary, my future movie, or whatever, so much better and more entertaining because there was struggle. And you learn through the struggle, ladies and gentlemen. So my 5th year has just been great. I got no complaints, great lessons. And you know what? We are trying to make the 6th year just as good. And now, let me tell you what I'm terrified. I am terrified of my 6th year as a real estate agent. And I know this is the recap for the 5th year. I am petrified because now I'm like, was it an accident? Was it just blind luck? Was it me? Is this something I did? And if it was, what the hell was it? I have all these questions I ask myself. Will I be able to at least match what I did last year? Because, if you make 60 grand and trying to match 60 grand again is very easy. Well, now that I made 140, which is the most money I've ever touched in my entire life, now I'm like, how the hell am I going to get up to that point again? But I decided to not think that, because once I went down that path, I went to a spiral. I'm going to take it month by month, client by client, day by day, action by action. I'm just going to have faith that the business is going to come. That's it. I'm ending this now. My throat hurts. It is, let me tell you what time it is, but this is as real as it gets, folks. It is 8:29 p.m. It's March 23rd. I'm making this a little bit late. My anniversary was March 1st, but it is what it is. I'm suited and booted. I wanted to look fly for all of you. So thank you so much for all your support. I appreciate it 1,000%. If you enjoyed this content, please like, comment, subscribe. I would love to know in the comments your journey. How far into real estate are you? Are you brand new? Are you a year into it? Are you 3 years into it? What are you struggling with? Because listen, you leave that in the comments, and I'm going to take my sweet time getting back to you, try to get the solutions to things that are that are bugging you. Because oftentimes the problems holding you back is a lot simpler than you think. So leave it in the comments, and I'll try to help as many of you as I can and reply to every single one of them. All right? Thank you so much, guys, and have a great day. Bye-bye.